Hello everyone, and welcome to the Pisces Guide to Pop Culture. I'm of course your host TJ. Now, as you probably noticed if you follow this account, you saw earlier that I posted a photo that I was reading Lee Bardugo's Ninth House, and I figured, well, I've already talked a little bit about it today. Why don't I do a mini review, roughly halfway book review, a little reading update. Just kind of spice things up. We like to keep things, kind of moving with the times here at Pisces Guide. Anyway, we don't need to get too far afield. So I will say this is my first Lee Bardugo book. I did watch Shadow and Bone on Netflix, which of course was canceled after 2 seasons. Boo, Netflix. But I hadn't really read any of her work, so this was my first, but we chose it for our Romantasy book club, and I am very much glad that we did. I'm loving this book. I haven't really read a lot of dark academia, so this is kind of new for me too, which I'm very much enjoying. And I will say that, Bardugo is a phenomenal prose writer. Like, she just really gets you in the head of these troubled characters, Alex on the one hand, Darlington on the other, and really kind of just immerses us in this fantastic, dark, very macabre world of sorcery and the Ivy League and all of this stuff. And I mean, there's no doubt that, like, Alex is a very troubled heroine, and I appreciate that. I like getting to inhabit the spaces of, people who have not had an ideal life, and, I think that that's really masterfully conveyed. Like, I think that Bardugo really has a knack for capturing what it's like to be a person who's who has had trauma in their life and has had to sort of like grapple with that, not always particularly healthily or successfully. Now, like I said, I'm a little past the halfway point, so I'm hoping to finish it this weekend and maybe do a full review next week. But for now, I just want to say that I really appreciate the Bardugo's really remarkable ability to do both world building and really rich character and psychological work. That's not always a balance that you can strike as a fantasy writer. It's very challenging. I say that as someone working on my first romantasy right now. It's a real, challenge sometimes to get the right balance. It certainly helps that it's set in our world, although of course, one where Yale has magicians living there. But even so, like, to establish the rules of your world while also giving us really fully fledged and elaborated characters is really that's the trick. And I think that Bardugo really pulls it off. And I'm kind of just really wrapped up in this book and hoping that, it pays off. I know there's a sequel, and I know that opinions are mixed based on what people said earlier on the photo, but I will give it a try anyway. I'm a completionist. I can't just bear to read one book. So that's my little spiel about Ninth House. I think it's really, very atmospheric, gothic, dark academia, tortured heroes, everything I love about fantasy fiction. So anyway, that's basically what I have for this little short review. I'll probably be back, tomorrow for something more substantive, and of course I'll probably talk more about this book next week. But for now, thanks so much for joining me here at the Pisces Guide to Pop Culture. I'm your host TJ. Take care, y'all.